episode 52.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
You said that last episode.
I know, and it keeps amazing me every time you go up a number. Like, it's like looking at somebody that have a birthday and don't look their age. Gosh, 52? No. I'm just saying. That's how I feel about it.
Dr. Johnson is not with us this episode. She is traveling per usual. So it is me and Tasha May. What's been going on since last episode, Tasha?
Girl, just outside.
You got your hair done. I need to get my hair done. Got me looking, throw it away.
I did. Shout out to Loc by Mari. Yes, Mari and the gang. I have, and the Loc sauce. I was trying to do the palm roll thing since the end of last year, and my hair just quite. She said it did it like it was, but I done started working out, and that palm roll just ain't it.
You do anything other than sit still, palm roll ain't gonna cut it.
No, so we took it back to the interlock. We think we're gonna do like 2 palm rolls and an interlock, 2 palm rolls and an interlock, because
one interlock a quarter.
Yeah, because my normal 3.5 hours was like 5 hours, and that ain't the lick. That is not the lick. Marv was like, and she talk mad junk when I come in there. She talk mad junk, and then when she done, she be like, I just love it. I'll be like, girl, you a mess. So yes, I love my loctician. And I am loving this journey. It has definitely been a journey worth everything that I've gotten from it. The increase in self-love and acceptance has been just phenomenal. Like, I don't care about the things I used to care about before, like whatever.
But I told them, like, my whole journey back to natural hair it's been a journey from going back natural. I done been natural like 5 million times, but this time staying natural and then locking, like, this has been a journey.
Yes.
And, because before, when I was relaxed, my hair had to be a certain way. Like, it could not be out of place. Like, it had to be perfect. Like, it had to be, And returning to natural, like, my natural hair, it did its own thing, and I had to be okay with that. And your locks, they definitely do their own thing, and you got to be okay with that. And,
yep. Till them mugs drop, you got to deal with it.
Exactly. So, it's definitely a journey. I definitely do not understand the instant lock people that get stuff. That don't do the journey. I don't understand them. I mean, I guess I could see it if you are not getting the locks for the journey, you just getting the locks for the style.
For the style, the aesthetic. Mm-hmm.
But I did my locks for the journey, so it's just a different thing for me.
Right.
And it teaches you a lot. It teaches you patience.
Ooh.
It teaches you a lot about yourself.
Yes, it does. That patience is big. Because you be like, my hair not growing. It's not growing. Is it growing? And you looking, and then you go get your maintenance done, and it's like, oh, I got a little hang time.
When I first started mine, they looked like, they were coils.
Mm-hmm.
Like little curls. And it's like, what you trying to do? Lock your hair? Yes, bitch. Like, what are you talking to me like that? Like, I can't lock my hair because you see curls.
Mine still have curls at the end. Yeah.
Like people that has curly hair or whatever can't lock their hair.
I think what did Mari tell me? She said that I never really get styles, and the styles compact the hair, which is why a lot of people's the ends of their hair are able to become compacted as well because it's being styled and held in that place. Versus people who get their hair done and they don't get it put up, then that curl is still allowed to be free. So
Oh,
it'll stay.
yeah. Yeah, because
So
you see the curls at the end of mine.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I think if we were style people,
Yeah,
then
definitely.
we
I
probably
can't get
have.
a scar anyway. Everybody already know that. I have a headache out of this world.
I tried like the last 2 times. I think I kept that stuff up for like 2 days. Because I'm just, my scalp and stuff is just like used to it being styled like that to keep it for longer than the day.
Right.
Like I'm not.
My shunt won't let me have nothing.
Yeah, that shine is. Oh, wait. By the way, what's this month?
This month is Intracranial Hypertension Awareness Month, which is right here. This is my shunt. So intracranial hypertension is what I have. I have idiopathic. Idiopathic just means that they don't know where it comes from. But intracranial hypertension is not high blood pressure. But it is it is the pressure of the fluid in your brain, the same fluid that's in your spine, but your brain absorbs the fluid, a certain amount of fluid. Say your brain absorbs like 3 liters of fluid a day. My brain does not do that, so the fluid builds up and it can crack your skull. So they had to put a shunt in. The shunt drains the fluid ever so often so that it does not build up. And 1 out of every 100,000 people has this disease. They don't know where mine comes from. Some people they do, and they'll just say they have intracranial hypertension. But if you hear somebody say that they have idiopathic intracranial hypertension, they don't know where it started or where it comes from.
So, when that is it a constant drain or a periodic drain, and you like notice when it come out?
So when I first had my brain surgery, I could hear the valve open.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it was foreign to me. But now it's a part of me. It's a part of me. I don't even hear it no more. Like I guess I don't pay no attention. You know how you start doing something, so it's normal to you. But I can still feel. Sometimes I can still feel like the fluid draining down the catheter that I have that's going down my neck. But I don't hear the valve open. But it's a constant pressure release because the fluid builds up. So it's like a constant valve opening.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
The workings of the body.
Right. So I can't go through like metal detectors.
That was gonna be my concern after I had my plate put in too, but mine doesn't. It don't set it off.
A metal detector?
Because it's titanium.
Oh, not the one the new thing of things at the airport. I can go through old school metal detector. No. So like if I go to like the concerts, they be having them old school metal detectors. I can't go through that. I have to go through the disabled
entrance,
and then be like, no, and they let me go around it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went to go see Beyonce in Vegas and Chicago, Heather and them went with me through the disabled entrance. They got in. We got to go through fast because they went with me through the disabled entrance.
I used it at the Essence Festival the last time I went. Because first of all, I was in a lot of pain. I don't know what it was, but that time I went, I was in a lot of pain. So I wasn't really trying to stand up too long, and having done all that walking, I was like, where my entrance at? Where's my entrance? Where's my entrance? I'm gonna use that mug today.
Not use the wheelchair at the airport yet. I ain't never done that.
I had to.
I know you
I've
have.
had to a couple of times.
I think it's been a couple of times I should have done that because it's been a couple of times that I almost passed out trying to get through the airport, and I should have gotten a wheelchair, and I haven't. But one time I was on the airplane, and I think I flew Allegiant, and they asked you, "Are you like hard of hearing or whatever?" And I clicked yes. So they come through and they check like on their manifest or whatever, and she said, "It says here that you're hard of hearing." And I was looking at her, I can read lips, and I was like, yes. She said, "It says here that you're hard of hearing," and I was like, yeah. And then she was like, "Are you hard of hearing?" I was like, yeah. And I was looking at the person next to me, and I was like, they think because you say you hard of hearing, that mean you deaf?
Here, yeah. 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 Either way, you still and people have the ability to read lips. So what part she was missing?
I was reading her lips. I could barely hear her, but I was reading her lips. So I was like, yeah. Bitch.
That's twice. Ma'am, I'm finna make an ABW jar.
For me.
I'm finna make an ABW jar.
Okay.
Shoot.
I'm gonna be fooled.
So oh goodness. So what's going on in this world today? So I've seen a lot of talk about currently again about politicians, their term limits and age limits going forward. And I totally agree that there should be an age limit when it comes to politicians. Because I feel like
I agree too. Especially term limits. If the president can only run twice, why do they get to sit their ass
there with all their old isms?
Right.
So yeah, I definitely feel like there should be a term in Congress, and there should be an age limit for them as well.
I agree, because you are not with the times. Like when Mark Zuckerberg and them go up there when they have to speak before Congress about what's going on with Facebook or
technology and all that stuff.
They ask all these stupid ass questions, and then you see Mark Zuckerberg looking like Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation, sitting up there with his eyes, like you can see his brain frying because he's trying to figure out why they don't understand what he's saying.
Right.
I'm saying, and it's like easy ass shit that we think is common sense, but they so fucking old. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand like common sense everyday shit, and you like that's why you don't need to be sitting up there, because you don't understand everyday
what's going on in the world. I'm gonna have to look up what they would call that 70-80 year generation, because have you heard the terms digital native and digital immigrants?
Mm-mm.
So we would be digital immigrants because we were brought into the digital era. Jaden would be a digital native. He was born into the digital era. So I was wondering what they would call like our parents' generation.
Boomers?
Boomers? Yeah. Like what would they be, digital ancestors? Like what is we?
They digital no.
No. I know. I heard those two on a webinar, on an HR webinar that we were on.
That makes sense for us, but
yeah, but I don't know what you would call them. So,
what you call somebody that come to your country but don't want to accept your culture?
Assimilate.
Yeah, the Borg. No, the Borg. No. The Borg wanted you to assimilate to them, but they didn't want to assimilate to you.
You might have to look that up at a later date. Come back with it.
I don't know.
But you're right. It's kind of pointless to have all of these. So I'm wondering, like, they asking all these questions and then they go back and review the material and they have some young person interpret what's going on to them. Like, what? I don't.
They get one of their interns, because like clearly they didn't research the stuff that's on the paper, because they don't even understand the questions that they're asking.
Right.
So who put these questions on this paper, and why did they not explain it to you before you ask the question?
I really think that's why we keep ending up here with these things, because the people that are in power are not they didn't come up with this technology, so they don't understand it. And so when you don't understand, it's frightening. You are going to have questions, and that's fair. But what they think they're preventing, they're also allowing in other places. So I don't understand why. I mean, like, it used to be protect your social, but it doesn't matter at this point, because if somebody want it, they can get it. Period. It doesn't matter. So you holding on like me, like, well, I'm not giving my DNA. I've been in the military. They have my DNA.
Right. They got my everything.
Everything. So at the end of the day.
So that's like people saying, remember when it was that whole don't download Facebook Messenger because they gonna get all your information or something like that? Because they gonna yeah. I was like, you got a whole cell phone. If they want your information, they got it.
That's
it. You got if you saying don't download Facebook Messenger, but you got Facebook. Use your common sense. You're so stupid.
Oh man. Well, we kind of moved into the technology, so we also understand it. So, but it's funny because I will tell you that I know you probably a little bit worse than me, because that's your area of expertise. But I know for me, when I'm helping people with different applications and stuff, I have far more patience for like 60 and over than younger people, because I feel like you don't have no excuse.
When I was, and this was what? Dang, it's been almost 10 years ago. But when I was working at Hampton, when them students used to come in there, and they didn't know what the hell they was doing on them computers, my limit was already up here. Because baby, you younger than me. You 18.
You born into this.
Right. You don't know how to do this.
They had computers at school by the time.
Now, if one of them old ass professors come in here, I got more patience with them, because they old as hell. They decrepit.
Don't say that. Not decrepit. Lord. Oh man, what is he gonna do with you? What is he gonna do with you?
But you 17, 18 coming here for the summer. When they had that summer school before fall session or whatever. You download the application that you need to use. Bruh, I don't have patience for this. You need to go find somebody else to help you, because I ain't going.
They want you to, like, a lot of what I encounter, they want you to do it for them.
Yes. I ain't your mama.
I'm not.
You know how many times I say that? Not your mama. Because, baby, they mamas will come up there with them, walk with them, all hit it. I was like, why you doing that? Because ain't nobody else going to do that for them when you leave.
So, you're not their mama, and I don't have kids. That's using my word. I don't have kids.
I'm not your mama. My children in the house.
I don't understand this. I don't have kids. I try.
Your name is not CJ, Brendan, or Jaden.
Oh man, so Jaden made 15 on the 15th.
Yep, he had his golden birthday.
Okay.
A week before that, we was in the car. He was like, birthday in a week. I'll be 15 on the 15th. I said, boy, I know when your birthday is. Leave me alone. Birthday in a week. I'll be 15.
You know what's next, right? Well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna say that because this generation is different. I know when we was cutting up, we was like, I'm about to be 16. Can I drive?
Yeah, he is one of them.
He is? Okay. I like it because
he be driving. He go see his dad in the summertime.
Okay. All right now.
He think he about to get his permit. He is.
Don't deny him. He is a young man. He should know how to drive.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. So, what else? Did you see? So last night, Colorado played Colorado State, and you know all the talk before the game of the Colorado State coach making the comment to Dion. So I watched that game, girl, and when I tell you, for a while it wasn't looking good. When I tell you, it was the first game was a pick six. The first possession for the Colorado Buffalo was a pick six. And so, you know, the momentum was there. And then Colorado State came back and they scored. And then Buffalo scored again. And then, so it was like 14-14 going to halftime. And then Colorado State scored twice. So they were up like 28-14, kicked the field goal. They kicked the field goal and it was like 28-17. And then, or 21-17, then they scored again. It was 28-17. At the end of the game, they scored and like they had to score twice to tie that game, right? They did that.
They went into overtime.
So they went into overtime. So then I had to look up the college overtime rules.
The Colorado State players do a dirty.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, he did. He is, but there is a standout player on that Colorado State team. His name is, I think it's Torrey Horton. He's a senior. He's from Fresno, California. He's a senior this year at Colorado State. That boy is going to be drafted. Now, he's probably going to go in the first round. The boy was in every phenomenal play that happened for Colorado State. That young man was part of it. He was part of their like, he's going somewhere. And he was like, we watch him for the Buffalo team, but we also see that young man, right? Like he was unstoppable.
Right.
But
that player, regardless of what team they on.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, but I will say that it is evident that how do you say his name? Shador. You know, he's been spending time with Tom Brady.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Okay.
And in college, they have the first overtime. Both teams get a possession. Mm-hmm. And both teams scored. So they go into their second overtime. And in the second overtime, they have to go for the 2-point conversion if they score.
Oh, okay.
And so that happened. And it was like their scoring was effortlessly. They don't do the whole field. They start at the 25-yard of the opponent's side. So it is quicker. But them boys is playing. And that last, I think they went into the third overtime. And they picked. That's what it was. They picked that ball. And so that was the turnover, which ends the overtime. And it was a phenomenal game to watch because
45-35,
something like that. I was out and about and full of spirits. So I don't quite remember the score. But yeah, it was something like that.
Well, I'm glad the Buffaloes won because that coach, what he said to me seemed like it had some racist undertones to it. Either undertones, overtones, whatever. I don't know.
I think context would have been a little bit more helpful, because if he was talking about the sideline, no, that doesn't happen. No, you never see no coach take their hat off to talk to no reporter. Never. If they were wearing one, I've never seen that. I've never seen them take shades off. So at the end of the day, that was an interesting comment. I don't know where he was going with it, but y'all lost. Moving on.
Moving forward.
So and I'm telling you, there was the camera caught that coach during the overtime, doing like this. He was scratching his head, looking in the camera. I was like, he gonna be the meme of the week. Watch what I tell you. He's standing there in the camera looking like he gonna be the meme of the week. Watch what I tell you. If it's just the people down here and Coach Prime fans, he gonna be in a meme. Watch what I say. Mark my words. Mark my words. I'm gonna post them all on our page. So yeah, but that was very interesting game to watch. So controversial subjects. Well, not controversial, but I got a message from my friend, and her daughter had showed her that Kirk Franklin's father lived down the street from him, and he had no idea that this man was his father, right? So
right. Just about to say, give me the whole backstory. Okay, tell me the backstory with Kirk Franklin. He didn't know his dad. He didn't know his dad at all, like when he was growing up.
There was a man that his mother told him was his father. His name was Dwight. I think he said Dwight was in Houston, but Dwight passed away a few years back.
Okay.
And Dwight went to his grave without saying that he was not his father. Don't know if they had any tests on. Well, obviously they hadn't had any. They just went on the word of what his mom had said. So, there were a lot of things that, because that wasn't his father, there was never going to be a natural connection. There's a natural connection when it comes to you and a parent. Whether you built a relationship, had a relationship from the beginning, there's something to be said when that biological meeting happens, right? And it was just some words that he couldn't give Kurt because he just wasn't his father. But Kirk was mad at that man for years because he wasn't a part of his life and didn't do it. So he had to forgive someone only to find out that wasn't his biological father. And he was there with that man when he died, Now, fast forward, it was a chance meeting. He went to a funeral for someone, and they mentioned that in conversation, his father was like, "Oh yeah, well, I used to date Deborah," and he provided, once he found out that Kurt was looking for, his biological father, he provided his DNA to Kurt. If he wanted to know, then go get it tested.
Yeah, because I was watching they put it together on TikTok, and he was saying that he said he took his DNA to him because it was rumors going around that he might be the dad. And so he took him his DNA and said, "Here, if you want to find out whether or not, either way, if I'm your father, he'll take this and do." And when he was on the phone with the lady, she said 99.9999%. And he was like,
What?
99% what? And she,
What?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he walked all the way back to the front, all the way back to the back. Like,
And he was like, what?
right.
What? That was a lot. And processing it, and so this was all being done while he's in the middle of making a whole album, right?
Yeah.
But he hadn't named the album yet. So I don't know if you remember the situation that happened with him and his oldest son, because they hadn't been speaking. And so he brought his oldest son, and he's in this. It's like 36 minutes, but his oldest son comes to see. And so his oldest son is still, the situation had not been healed, that they had previously, been going through. So he comes in and he's, visibly like unbothered. Like, I'm here just cause, on the strength of, right? So Kirk was like, I'm sure that he was thinking the information that Kirk was about to tell him was something that was going to hurt him.
Right.
Like, that was his expectation. So when Kirk shared with him the results, he broke down. Because as an adult male, and he probably didn't have a connection with Dwight like, a grandfather connection, because this person was just somebody they said, right, is your grandfather. So when he saw that, he was like, that's something I always wanted, to have my dad and my grandfather, and so him and Kirk began to mend and heal, and have that conversation. And it was just so beautiful because, it's been public. Like, we've seen all of this, so to see that on the men was just beautiful, and that's 3 generations now that are known and have the opportunity to still, bond, and build those relationships. And so, as that man found out that, Kirk, not only does he have a 53-year-old son.
Dr. Maisha was talking about, they need her.
Yes. Now that he has, he's learned, he has a 53-year-old son, the conversation that they had, after he had showed his talked to his son. I think it was after he had the second DNA test, because his mom is cuckoo.
His mom is crazy.
Because what is wrong with that man that you don't want to admit?
No, I do not accept this. No, I do not accept this. Ma'am?
Like, what was it about Dwight that you wanted him to be Kirk's father so bad? Because the man that is his father seems very, very, very well respected.
Right.
And he speaks well. And what he said to Kirk was, in your own pace, at your own pace, will we build this relationship? Because it's not about me, it's about you. And it was just a beautiful thing.
Have sisters or brothers or any?
They didn't get into if he had other children or not. I was curious about that as well, but they didn't. They kept it, but the title of his new album being Father's Day is what that was about, because it's Father's Day 3 ways, Father's Day for his biological father, Father's Day for Kirk, Father's Day for Kirk's son. I believe he has kids as well. So like, it's just 3 generations of healing that I feel like is on a positive path at this point, and it was just beautiful to watch. So you get to watch it in its entirety.
Yes.
And it had me bawling crocodile tears because I'm a big old softie. But yeah, so I actually am going to see Kirk Franklin
I want to go to that show
on his reunion tour in Houston. In Houston at the end in November.
Mm.
So I'm excited about that. And I actually wasn't gonna go until I watched the Stellar Awards and Kirk and Ty Tribbett and Israel Houghton closed out the show, and I was like, "Oh, all these songs took me back to quarters." I was like, "Okay." It was so hype. I was like, "I'm going to the show. I'm going to the concert. I'm going to see Kirk. I'm gonna go because I'm not a huge concert person, but I'm gonna go." But yeah, so 36 minutes of your life rounded off to 37. I think you'll be able to appreciate it. Because it was just beautiful, I think. But what else? Somebody said you can't. Well, how you come to the gym already musty?
Ew.
Yeah. How does that work? Anybody? If y'all are watching this, can y'all give us some insight on how does one come to the gym a.m. in the morning already musty? You let me know how that happens. I need to understand.
Did you see that meme that I sent you?
Well, I saw the meme, but it was like 9:07, and I was like, I need to get moving. And then I looked at it again, and I need to think about that because I don't want to let it beat me.
C D E F G water. P Q R S T U V W X Y Z. H2O. A B C D E F G H2O P Q R S T U V W X Y Z.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Water.
I had to hit the high, and I got the H part. I went there, but I didn't go all the way there because I don't know. I guess I don't know the middle part of that alphabet when I'm sleepy or something. I don't know. I was like, "Hi, Jack. What is we doing right now?"
You know what come after G and what come before P?
I kept stopping at MN and I wasn't catching the O. That's what the problem was. I was leaving out O. I was like,
God, on that note, we gonna round this on out. We gonna round this on out.
I told you I had a long night with spirits. You won't send me that.
Early birthday to Mr. Henry Smith, which is Tasha's father.
Happy birthday, Daddy. Henry Smith Jr.
Henry Smith Jr.
Because he will get you on that one.
Oh, my bad, Dad. My bad. Don't beat me.
Yes. He will be 17. 5. 4. What is this year?
23. What year was he born?
74. 49. Yeah. So I got one more year before I plan the big party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so fun times. Get you some cargo puddle denim jeans. That's the rage. Back to low rises and stuff.
Denim jeans. Oh, rest in peace, Irish Grinstead from 702.
What?
Irish Grinstead. One of the singers from 702. She passed away yesterday.
What?
Yes. Irish Grinstead. Misha's sister. Misha, one of the light skin.
Yeah, which one is Irish?
Oh, okay. Yeah, she passed away yesterday. 44 years old.
Just what she said?
I think she was sick. Her sister, Orish, passed away many years back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She was a twin sister.
Wow. Okay.
And she was, I forget what she passed away from. And what's crazy is yesterday I was watching the 702 unsung. I just so happened to pull it up and was watching it yesterday. And then this morning Lamar sent me the thing that said that Irish passed away yesterday.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow. Peace and light to that family. Oh my God. Death ain't never easy. I don't care how much you may have prepared or be expecting, or
Right.
it ain't never easy. So wow. 44. Like that exactly. That's the stuff that be hitting hard, like we the same age.
Yep.
Life is short.
I don't really wanna go. I don't really wanna stay.
Can we get it together? Okay. Well,
we all right, Anomalies. Thank you for listening. Episode 52 with me and Tasha May. You can catch us on social media, Anomalous Black Women. You can catch us on your favorite podcast channel, Anomalous Black Women. You can catch us on YouTube, Anomalous Black Women. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, y'all.